The official welcoming ceremony of President of Uzbekistan, SHAVKAT Mirziyoyev, who is in Tajikistan on state visit, has been held at the Palace of Nation in Dushanbe. Details in a report.
برای استقبال از بین آماده باش. جناب عالی پرزیدنت جمهوری ازبکستان باتالون قراول فخری با مناسبت تشریف دولتی شما به سرزمین جمهوری تاجیکستان صف آراسته شد. کماندیر باتالون قراول فخری подполковник حافظ‌زاده.
A guard of honor was lined up in honor of distinguished guests. The national anthems of two countries were played. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev and Emomali Rahmon went around the Guard of Honor and introduced members of official delegations to each other. President of Uzbekistan Shavkat Mirziyoyev and President of Tajikistan Emomali Rahmon held a meeting in narrow format at the state residence Palace of Nation in Dushanbe. Particular attention was paid to deepening political dialogue, enhancing trade and economic cooperation, expanding inter-regional contacts, and cultural and humanitarian exchange. The leaders of two countries reaffirmed their mutual desire to continue constructive cooperation within regional structures and international platforms in order to join efforts to promote interests and ensure sustainable development in Central Asia. It was stressed that the signing of historic Treaty on Allied Relations symbolizes the transition to qualitatively new stage in Uzbek-Tajik relations. The volume of mutual trade turnover has grown 40 times in recent years. The number of joint ventures has increased 15 times. The governments have set a task to bring the trade turnover up to $2 billion, including expansion of mutual supplies and launch of border trade zones. On the eve of the visit, Dushanbe hosted a business forum. The event resulted in formation of solid portfolio of new cooperation projects and trade contracts. These include mutual beneficial projects in mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, energy, mining, agriculture, textile, and pharmaceutical industries. The sides also outlined concrete plans for implementation of cooperation projects. The potential of joint investment company will be utilized. The sides emphasized the importance of activation of cultural and humanitarian exchange. Regular movie screenings, concerts, performances, exhibitions, and youth forums were emphasized. The necessity of expanding cooperation in field of education, development of accessible tourist programs was pointed out. The leader of Uzbekistan invited President Emomali Rahmon to visit Uzbekistan at the time convenient for him. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev and President Emomali Rahmon have continued talks in extended format with the participation of official delegations of two countries. The side discussed issues of further deepening Uzbek-Tajik relations of strategic partnership and alliance, primarily in political, trade and economic, transport and communication, cultural and humanitarian spheres. In recent years, as a result of active dialogue at the highest level in spirit of mutual trust and support, friendly relations between the countries have risen to unprecedentedly high level. Shavkat Mirziyoyev emphasized, it has been noticed that there is a huge untapped potential and great opportunities for further development of full-scale cooperation. In order to realize the historic treaty on allied relations being signed today, it's necessary to increase the effectiveness of contact at all levels: parliaments, governments, foreign policy agencies, ministries, and regions, the head of Uzbekistan said. The presidents welcomed the firm agreements reached on joint implementation of important projects in energy, electrical engineering, metallurgy, mining, textile, pharmaceutical, agro-industrial, and other sectors, which will stimulate the development of deep industrial cooperation. The side discussed issues related to continuation of constructive and mutually beneficial dialogue on water use. Cooperation in transport and transit transportation has been identified as a strategic direction. The President spoke in favor of expanding mutual beneficial cooperation in this area and creating favorable conditions for development of air and rail traffic, increasing the volume of transit freight traffic. The sides agreed to actively support cultural and humanitarian exchange, close contacts in countering modern challenges and threats, promotion of socio-economic projects in Afghanistan were emphasized. Readiness to continue mutual support within the regional and international structures was pointed out. In the course of meeting, the report of Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Transport, Energy and Agriculture on the agenda were heard. Following the talks, the head of state instructed to prepare a joint roadmap and establish mechanisms for effective implementation of agreements reached. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev and President Emomali Rahmon have signed the Treaty on Allied Relations following the results of talks at the highest level. In addition, a ceremony of exchange of bilateral documents was held in the presence of heads of states. Overall, 28 documents were signed during the visit, covering all areas of multifaceted of Uzbek-Tajik cooperation, in particular agreement on cooperation in industry, agreement on cooperation in industrial property protection, agreement on cooperation in attestation of scientific and scientific pedagogical personnel of higher qualification, agreement on scientific cooperation between academies of sciences, protocols on amendments in addition to the agreement on checkpoints at the state border, international road and air communication, protocol on cooperation in veterinary medicine and food safety, protocol on cooperation between agencies on competition development and consumer protection, roadmaps on cooperation in culture and tourism, on further development of cooperation in field of agri-industrial complex, cooperation agreements and roadmaps for 2024 to 2026 between Andijan, Namangan, Sirdarya, Fergana, Khorazm and Sukht regions, between Kashkadarya and Khatloon regions, as well as other documents. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev and President Emomali Rahmon have conferred honorary titles to a group of cultural and artistic figures of two countries for their fruitful activity in preserving and popularizing common historical heritage, spiritual values and traditions, as well as for the contribution to strengthening bonds of friendship between peoples of two countries. The awarding ceremony was held as a part of program of the state visit. The honorary title People's Artist of Republic of Uzbekistan was awarded to Rector of National Conservatory of Tajikistan, Associate Professor of National Conservatory of Tajikistan, Head of Ensemble Shashmako named after Shakhabov, of Committee of Television and Radio under Government of Tajikistan, Head of Ensemble of Shashmako and Performance of Babajonga Furov District and Artistic Director of Ensemble Falak at the Tajik State Philharmonic named after Jurayev. In turn, the honorary title of People's Hafiz of Tajikistan was awarded to Professor of Department of Maqam Signing of Uzbek National Institute of Musical Art named after Rajabi, Minister of Culture of Uzbekistan, the Artistic Director of Song and Dance Ensemble Lazgi of the State Philharmonic of Uzbekistan, singer Yulduz Usmanova. The honorary title People's Artist of Tajikistan was awarded to Director of Uzbek National Academic Drama Theatre Yadgor Sagdiyev. The heads of state solemnly handed over the badges of honorary titles to their holders. The President of Uzbekistan and Tajikistan addressed the media following the summit talks. The President of Uzbekistan sincerely expressed gratitude to President and people of Tajikistan for traditional warm and hospitable welcome. The two sides highly appreciated the outcomes of summit meetings held in a friendly and trusting atmosphere. Once again, I would like to emphasize that for Uzbekistan, Tajikistan is the closest, most reliable and strategic partner proven by centuries. The brotherly Uzbek and Tajik peoples are bound together by strong ties of centuries-old friendship. We're united by common history, culture and spiritual values, traditions and customs, Shavkat Mirziyoyev said. Signing of Treaty on Allied Relations, which fully meets the fundamental interests of two brotherly people, was truly historic outcome of the visit. Increasing trade and industrial cooperation has been identified as a priority area of cooperation. The sustainable growth of trade turnover, which has increased tenfold in recent years, has been noted with great satisfaction. Government has been tasked to bring the trade turnover to $2 billion, including through active substitution of imports from third countries. During the summit meetings, new points of growth in industrial cooperation were identified, primarily in sectors where two countries have traditionally complemented each other. These are joint projects in mechanical engineering, energy, electrical engineering, metallurgy, mining, textiles, pharmaceuticals, agri-industry and other priority sectors.
We continue to implement projects. Currently, geological exploration is underway for the construction of two hydroelectric power plants on the Zarafshan River, studying the suitability of the territory for the construction of the plant. We will present this project to top financial institutions and other private investors at the International Investment Forum in Tashkent. Preparation work has begun on this occasion. We aim to complete the construction faster, completing all preparations by the end of the year. In accordance with the instruction of our President, we have signed a memorandum of intent agreement to build solar and wind power plants with a capacity of up to 1,500 megawatts in Tajikistan, with the involvement of private and foreign companies here.
The two sides expressed confidence in this historic visit. Its fruitful results and important documents signed will serve to advance development of two countries and ensure the common well-being of the brotherly peoples of Uzbekistan and Tajikistan. The evening of friendship with participation of Masters of Arts from Uzbekistan and Tajikistan was held at Kokheborabad Palace of Arts in Dushanbe. President SHAVKAT MIRZIYOYEV and President Emomali Rahmon watched the concert together. The concert program was yet another confirmation of special features of two nations. The songs and music performed by talented artists embodied the rich diversity and at the same time the unity of cultures of two people. Today, as a part of program of his visit to Tajikistan, President SHAVKAT MIRZIYOYEV met with Chairman of Majlisi Namayandagon Majlisi Oliya of Tajikistan, Mahmatoyer Zokirzoda. The side discussed issues of enhancing inter-parliamentary exchange, effective contacts at the level of profile committees and regional councils to support and promote cooperation projects and cultural and humanitarian programs. The important role of deputies of two countries in making an inventory of the adopted documents and exercising parliamentary control over the timely implementation of agreements at the highest level was highlighted. President SHAVKAT MIRZIYOYEV met with Prime Minister of Tajikistan, Koher Rasulzoda. The side discussed issues of the expansion of Uzbek-Tajik relations of strategic partnership and alliance. As a priority task, the sides outlined increasing trade turnover, developing cross-border trade and trade infrastructure, deepening industrial cooperation in such spheres as automobile manufacturing, energy, electrical engineering, mining, textile, pharmaceutical, agriculture, and other sectors. The importance of full utilization of potential of regions of two countries, as well as expansion of cultural and humanitarian exchange was emphasized.